Supposing you are given a gift of 10 times your income today. Say you are making $100,000 a year and you are given a gift of $1 million. What will it be in your hand in 2 years? And I want you to be honest with yourself. But I'll give you a universal law. There is a universal law that says, no one tears a piece of cloth from a new garment and uses it to patch an old garment. For then, the new garment will be ruined, and the new patch wouldn't even match the old garment. No one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the new wine will burst the wineskins, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine must be stored in new wineskins, but no one drinks the old wine. But no one who drinks the old wine seems to want the new wine. They say the old is just fine. No wonder they spill out the old wine, right? So, what do we find out from the question I threw at you? But I'll tell you what statistics say in America, in USA, and we have found that this applies to almost every part of the world except the communist state, any capitalist state. Okay? So after 2 years, on the average, 50% of the people only retain 20% of the money. Where have the rest of the money, the 80% of the money gone? They either bought new houses, new cars, new luxuries, eat more in expensive restaurants, take more expensive vacations, buy expensive gifts for themselves and their family and their friends, show off that they just arrived, things like that. And 80% of that $1 million disappeared in 2 years. They could not account for it. Okay. 30% of the people able to conservatively manage the money because they were afraid that they were going to lose the money. So they put it probably in savings account or a CD or something, because they were afraid. They did not know what to do with the money. So, and because they were afraid to lose it, they put it in CD. So they probably got 100% or maybe 101% back at the end of 2 years. 18% are more aggressive. They try to find ways to invest the money. Those ones are the ones that will probably invest conservatively in S&P 500, in some good fixed index annuities or life insurance, or invest in some other businesses conservatively too, but more aggressive than the previous group. And they were able to increase the value of the money by 10% at the end of 2 years. So they have 1.1 million at the end of 2 years. Only 2% are more like accredited, what they call accredited investors or sophisticated investors. They knew exactly what to do with that money, and they went straight to invest in what they know how to do. And at the end of 2 years, they turned the money to a minimum of 150%. That is, they have 1.5 million at the end of 2 years. So why is it like that? Why does this statistics cut across? It has been a general thing that when wealth distribution is made, and the distribution will give everybody equal things, right? The wealth in the nation is shared among everybody equally. what happens in about 2 to 5 years? They said the money or the wealth return back to the way it is today. Robert Kiyosaki said, the difference between the poor and the rich is that they don't understand what is an asset and what is a liability. Okay? Assets are those that bring money into your pocket, and liability are those that take money from your pocket. I like that definition a lot. And it says the poor put their money more into liabilities, whereas the rich put their money more into assets. They only buy liabilities when those assets generate income. That's why Jim Rohn says, work more on yourself than your job. So that means if you work 40% on yourself, if you work 40 hours on yourself, on your job, you should be ready to work a minimum of 40 hours on yourself or even more. I like the way Joseph Salmon gave a scenario, about a CEO and a gate man. And I want to put this in my own words. So what happened is this: imagine this scenario: a group of companies, the board of directors of a group of companies, they decided they want to test the mindset of the people, right? So they took a CEO from one company and put him as a gate man in another of their companies, and they take the gate man and put in CEO position. So see what happened in about 6 months. The CEO, appeared well dressed at work, always punctual, earlier than the work starts. Greet the people well, will empathize with people, talk with them, welcome them very well, and people noticed that this man is different. They were asking him questions, and he was relating with them. As they were talking, they were conversing. He was able to discover that there's some common problems among the salesmen. The salesmen were the most people coming through the gate. So there were common problems with the salesmen that he needs to address. So those common problems, he was able to find solutions for them, and was advising them, not just about understanding their problems. He was even advising them about the solutions. And when they went to try the solutions, it worked. So guess what happened? In about 2 months, after about 2 months, the salesmen collectively, unanimously, wrote to the board of directors, to the management, to make that CEO their manager. Okay, what happened on the other side? The gate man. Immediately the gate man resumed office. Number one, he was dressing shabbily. Number two, he was addressing people inappropriately. Number three, he was too loud. Number four, he was late to work. He was speaking too loud on the phone. He spent a lot of time gisting with his friends and his girlfriends. He was inviting people to the office to drink with him during active office hours. And he was using documents, important documents, to wrap snacks. He would sign documents without even reading them. After about 2 months, the staff in the office wrote a joint unanimous recommendation to the management, just like the salesman, that they should fire that CEO. So are you surprised about that? No. It follows the same pattern. If you redistribute the wealth equally, the wealth will come back to what it is after about 2 to 5 years. Right? So you do not put a new wine in an old wine. There are 2 principles that even support this. One of them is Pareto principle. Pareto principle says, if you look, say, a sales force, I use sales a lot because I was a salesman, okay? Say 100 people, 100 salesmen in a company, and they produce $100 million, right, in a year. He said, when you check, you will find out that only that 20% of the salesmen produce 80% of the revenue. So only 20 people produce 80 million. So what happened to the rest? The rest of the 80 people, they produce only 20 million. And I found out to be true, even in my businesses. Another principle that's similar to Pareto principle says, that's Price's law, says 50% of the revenue is produced by the square root of the number of people. That means if there are 100 people, 10 people who produce 50% of the revenue. Similar to Pareto principle. And I found out that even in the areas, in the businesses or areas I applied Pareto principle and it doesn't exactly work, Price's law works there. So both principles are similar, not 100% accurate, but you can use it as a guide in management to check what is happening in your organization. Now, let's come back to our old wine in new wineskin. So, have you noticed that when you have a new vision, a new dream, and you are excited about it and you wanted to share it with somebody, maybe to get their advice or maybe for sharing sake like Joseph, you are often discouraged about going for that vision. Or like in case of Joseph, they might even put obstacle on your way to stop their vision. And it's not that they don't love you. They could be family members like Joseph. They could be your spouse, your parents, your children, So why is that? This is because they are in old wineskin. When you have a vision or a dream, what happens initially is that you are thinking about the vision, right? You are meditating about it. You got a lot of confirmation, say by 2 or more, the word is confirmed. You got confirmation, either from your spirit, from yourself. You are a tripartite self. So you got confirmation, and you are working towards making that vision a reality. And at the point when you want to execute, you begin to doubt again, right? That's what happened to a lot of people. Now, instead of checking yourself to clear the doubt, or checking with God to clear the doubt, or checking with a mentor that's passed through that thing to clear the doubt, you went to share the doubt with someone that has no clue about the vision, no clue about what you have spent time on. Maybe it took you many years to take that vision from mere vision to the point of execution, and the person just discourages you or kills the vision. Are you surprised? No, because that person is in an old wine skin, and you want to pour a new wine in an old wine skin. According to the law, it says the old wine skin will burst and spill off the new wine. So you wasted the wine, you wasted the vision, you wasted all the efforts. So if you don't have anybody to share, then work on yourself. Like Jim Rohn said, work more on yourself than your job. Work the vision on yourself. The vision has to work in you first. Has to work in you before it started working for you. Right? So grow your vision inside of you. Develop yourself. So what's my recommendation? Number 1, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Make sure whatever you hear, audio, video, whatever you see, and whatever you speak out, are all in line with the execution or the bringing your fruition to reality. And you have to be intentional about this. These days, you can do a whole lot with the internet and ChatGPT and all that, AI. You can get materials. YouTube is even expansive on that. Facebook, same thing with Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's so many things in all these platforms. You just have to choose the one that will help you to bring your vision to reality. Right? Let's study, meditate, apply the principles on yourself. And don't forget to pray. That's number 2. Pray and meditate about it until you become an obsession in you. And don't share it with somebody that's not either passed through that thing before, a similar thing before, or have similar vision like you. And number 3, take massive action. Massive action is a confirmation that you believe in your vision. If you are not taking massive action, that means you don't believe in your vision yet. Take massive action. As much as you have grown up in new wineskin, pour the new wine into it. And you see that the new wine will be able to take it and serve other people. Right? So in my conclusion, note that the master loves serving new wine into new wineskin. So if peradventure you got a new wine, new vision, new dream, and your skin is still old, grow that skin into a new skin first before the new wine spill out. Because if you don't take massive action to grow your skin from the old to the new, the old skin will burst and spill out the new wine, and the new wine is wasted. Right? So grow the vision inside of you. Grow yourself. You become the new wineskin first. Then you'll be able to receive the new wine and serve others. God bless.